What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are working on the M4. Much needed upgrade. So we ended up going with the Werks steering wheel and hub assembly. This is the same setup that I have on, let's see, how many cars have I done it on now? I think 3. I did it on my buddy's F87 M2. I have it on the E82 135, and I have it on my E92 M3. So fantastic setup, absolutely love these steering wheels. Bluetooth airbag for all of those concerned, if that is something that you are concerned about. This obviously is not for you. It's a racing steering wheel system by Mad Trace. So we ended up going with this Sparco wheel. It's a little bit smaller than the ones that I went with, but we do intend on taking this car out onto track. So it sort of made sense to go with a little bit smaller steering wheel. But we did do the leather, which is really nice. So this is fantastic. As always, I have all of these products linked down below, in addition to all of the modifications we've done so far on the M4. So here is the actual steering wheel hub assembly by Werks, Mad Trace. This thing is freaking baller. I love it. Got the little dial knob right here. This is completely programmable. You can change all of the buttons to whatever features you want in the car. They also have free to use buttons, which means that you can change what those certain buttons do. They're open. You could have them be map switching. You could have them be turn signals. You just have to wire them in. I believe those are these ones up here. I might be wrong. We'll see. Great thing about this steering wheel when it comes to the factory functions, it is plug and play. So it comes with a plug assembly like this, little plug wire, and then a little dongle, little dummy dongle, I guess you could call it, like this. We plug one in and plug the other one in, and we are good to go. Outside of that, this is a basic steering wheel install minus the little hub assembly stuff. It is a quick release, so you just press that in and pull, and the entire steering wheel comes off. A little bit easier to get in once we do upgrade this interior to race interior, something a little more track. It also comes with an extra set of paddles. These are the aluminum ones. We opted for the carbon ones. I think they look really nice. It's going to make sense in this car altogether. And yeah, let's get into the install. All right, we are in the car, obviously, and we're going to go ahead and remove the steering wheel. First, we need to remove the airbag. We already have the 10mm off of the negative terminal on the battery removed. Make sure you always do that unless you want to get an airbag to the face. Doesn't sound like a fun day if you ask me. I'm going to use this Torx wrench. We're going to go in the side, hit one spring for the airbag, go in this side, hit the other spring for the airbag, and pull outwards. And it should be that simple. It never is, but it should be, right? One side. Was that simple? That never happens. All right, got some plugs we got to remove back here. There's our airbag. Woo! God damn, that motherfucker's crazy. All right, I get it. So we got one plug down here, that one up here, there we go. All right, so all plugs are out, airbags out, obviously. Let's hit this 16 mil. .45 foot-pounds of torque, usually. Oh yeah, no problem for Milwaukee. And ejecto steering wheel. Sweet. All right, so for this part, you gotta remove the plastic column pieces right here. They separate on the edges, both sides. It's gonna feel like you're breaking it, but you're not. There's clips on the inside, so if you can reach them on the inside without messing with the clock spring, great, do it. Just finesse it, you'll get it out. Bottom goes down, up goes up. There we go, pretty good. All right, so there's a plug right here. Hopefully you guys can see it. Right here on the back, this guy, we're gonna be removing this plug. It should just have a little button on the bottom, just like that. And then you've got this piece, right? This piece is going to plug in, it's the female, it's gonna go into the male existing harness, just like that. And then the new male piece is going to go into the existing plug on the car. So like that. So these would be for free to use buttons, so you could wire these up to be for whatever additional features or functions you'd like to tap into your new steering wheel. Free to use buttons right here. So we're not doing anything with that right now. We might do something with that down the road, but right now we're just keeping it factory and function. This stuff, you've got to sort of tuck it underneath. I like to put it underneath the column. There's a little like spot in here that you can tuck it in, and it seems to be out of the way. All right, and that is it for that part. Everything goes back in just like it came out. Make sure that the clips are lined up, because they will be a pain if they aren't. Here we go, there's that one. All right. All right, so that's why it's nice. It's literally just plug and play. It makes everything so much easier. Okay, had to readjust some things, but now we're good. All right, cool. So we have all the dummy plug stuff in. We're good with that. Let's start assembling the new wheel. All right, so we are going to tackle the decals first, because it's my least favorite part. It just takes a little bit of time. And I think for this one, we're going to go with the all white decals. That means that the light will be shining through the white, and you'll have the number or the function in black. You'll probably get more light out of that than the black ones, but yeah, let's start throwing them on. In the directions, it literally tells you which ones to use, so it's pretty straightforward. Alright, stickers are on. Not my favorite part, just tedious. And you can pretty much control these functions to be whatever you want. The toggling, these do a lot of different functions, so I just stuck with one can on this one and volume on this one, because that's part of what these two do, but they do a lot of different stuff. So yep, with the white, looks nice, looks clean, looks good. All right, so now we're going to start assembling the portion of the hub that goes into the car. So basically this piece right here goes onto the factory steering column right there, and this piece right here is the part that connects to this, but interacts with this. So it's like a three-part system, right? So you put this in, you put this in, and then you put this in. But what I like to do is put this on the actual hub, but I don't bolt it down yet. I just let it sit there. It is keyed, so you can tell. You can see that key right in the bottom at 6 o'clock. So you do know exactly where it goes on the hub. But I put this on, and I don't put the bolt in yet because I need to move this in and out, because this guy right here, I actually assemble it in the car. That way, when I slide these through, I have room to plug everything in behind here. It's gonna make sense when I show you. Right now, it probably just sounds like a bunch of stupid words. So let's hop in the car and I'll show you. So we have these two plugs right here, correct? So we have this one and this one that we're going to be plugging into. This one, nothing will plug into it now. The plug that we put in down here is a dummy plug for the airbag, which is this one, and it makes it think that it has an airbag in it when it actually doesn't. Like I said before, it's a plug and play thing, so that's how it works. We need these two to go into here, right? So you have this part that goes on here and this part that goes through here, right? This whole piece, the top of it should be like an N, right? You want it to be upwards like that. That's the way that it should be positioned. So what we're going to do is feed these wires through. Now we can move all this stuff around if we have to, but it's going to be easier to figure that out now. So now that we have everything through here, nothing bolted in, right? Because we need to move things around. It's a lot easier this way, because this way we don't have to try and fish our fingers through here and then plug them in. We can just plug it in like that, right? And like this, without turning the clock spring a bunch. Cool, so we have those plugged in. We're good to go there. Now, we're going to find the bottom, which is right there. That's gonna slide on, and you have everything plugged in. Now we don't need to worry about plugging these in, because we already plugged it in before we put on the outer piece right here. It's just gonna be a lot easier to do it this way. We can take the 16 mil and start throwing it into the car, which is going to put it into the column. And then you're gonna have a series of Torx bolts that go around and hold this on. But first we need to torque this down. There's a really cool tool that JQ Werks includes with this whole thing, and it's a handle. So when you go to torque down your 16 mil right here, you actually have a handle that you can counter hold it with. Let me show you. All right, so we're going with 45 foot-pounds of torque for the steering column bolts here. Cool thing is, like I said, they give you this counter hold here. Got a couple of bolts. We're gonna put the counter hold on this side for obvious reasons. Doesn't need to be super tight or anything. It's just there for stability. Love that they include this kind of stuff. It just makes the job a million times easier when putting this in. All right, 45 foot-pounds. Boop. Counter hold. 45. Right? Pull this back out. Sweet. So we have that on, and now we can go ahead and put this part in. So remember, it should look like an N, like that. And we just put in the bolts that are supplied. These are our little Torx bolts, and tighten it down. There we go. All right, so we're gonna take the new steering wheel, throw it onto the hub like so, and then they supply these longer bolts right here. Same Torx size for all of these. Slide that through, slide that through, slide that through, slide that through, that through, and through this. Go. Sweet. And we are good to go. And this is just gonna pop right in. It's a good looking wheel. I like it. Very, very good looking wheel. So there you go. You can see the back here, how this works. Just take it like this. I have to pull this in to get it on. And there you go. We're on. Now, these steering wheels are going to change the positioning of how far up or back the wheel is. So, likely gonna have to push this in a little bit, find a better location for it. I think that's probably about good right there. Maybe even a little higher. We do have factory seats in this car, so it's a little wonky, but yeah, I mean, looks freaking great, dude. I love it. I think maybe black buttons would have been better. I might change that, but overall, looks really awesome. So seating position looks okay. The car right now has a base map on it, but it's pig rich. It was meant for a different car. We're waiting on the new base map. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to drive this right now, but I will hook back up the battery and make sure everything lights up and then it works and the horn works and setting works and everything, but we shouldn't have a problem. These are all plug and play. This is the exact same process that it was for the F87 M2 that I did. My buddy's M2, literally the exact same. Different steering wheel, but same hub assembly, same instructions, everything was the exact same. So yeah, it looks pretty sick, man. Really, really like it. Very, very clean, very race car, which, you know, inevitably this car will become mostly race car. This car will probably see the track more than it will see the street. That's why we are building it. But yeah, this is a really, really nice assembly. I think that this steering wheel, I want to say it's like 310. So the ones that I have in my other cars are 350. They're a little bit bigger, or 360 or 350. They're a little bit bigger. So this is definitely a smaller setup. You're going to get more output from the steering with less input with a smaller steering wheel like this. It's not for everyone. One thing I will say, your reach for your turn signals, a lot farther. You got to get used to that. Same thing with the windshield wipers and all that stuff. It's a little awkward at first, but after a while you get used to it. Let's hook up the battery and see if everything works. Okay, lights up. See the light in there. Kind of difficult to see, but looks good. Looks really good. Horn works. M1, you can see it flashing right here. We can't go into it right now because we're in limp mode. The car's literally in limp mode. Yeah, looks sick. Looks sick. So that's the install. Pretty easy. I mean, honestly, it shouldn't really take you that long. The steering wheel is just, it looks so clean. I know some people are like, oh man, you're deleting the airbag. This is definitely like a race car use only type deal. You know, if you're on the street and you're worried about an airbag, this is definitely not going to be for you. So I don't even want to hear it in the comments. If you don't want it, don't buy it. It's that simple. But yeah, for everyone else who's, you know, looking to do this upgrade, it is a super sick and clean upgrade. Bam, you can just remove it like this. There's a few reasons you want to do this. So this makes it easier. Once you have like race seats and everything in here and you're bucketed in this car, pulling off the steering wheel makes it a lot easier to get in and out. You could also just remove the steering wheel and take it with you when you go somewhere and you don't want the car to get like stolen. I mean, it's pretty difficult for anyone to steal it if they don't have a steering wheel, so kind of a little deterrent there. But yeah, it looks great. All right, you guys, so that is going to wrap up this video. How terrible does this look? Oh man, I don't know what to do about this interior. We need a lot of work. I don't even know if it's worth trying to bring back the Silverstone. I might just swap everything out, but we'll see what we end up doing. Outside of that, steering wheel looks fantastic. Super happy with it. Love the work that the guys at JQ Werks do. If you guys are interested in this steering wheel, I'm gonna have it linked down below for you. This thing looks freaking amazing. It's available for all types of BMWs and the Supra. Really, really cool setup. So like always, I appreciate you guys tapping in. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.